Man,
I'm good. How you doing, Bob The Wiz?
great, great, great. What's up with
Good.
you this Saturday? What are you up to?
So Friday. Oh, Saturday. Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, getting ready to hang out for a little bit. To go to a party in a little bit, but so just cooling out.
All right, I know you've been very busy. You've been
Yes.
promoting a couple of things, and you just finished with producing a film called Doing Two.
Yes.
Tell me something about that film, if you don't mind. Tell me about that film and why you chose that name. Go ahead.
Yes. So I'll blame my father as the inspiration behind that film. But I so Dwayne Two is, and I call it Dwayne Two because I filmed Dwayne One. It was just Dwayne in 2021. I did a short. But Dwayne is, for anybody who doesn't know, they are it's a folklore based on children who are known to be mischievous spirits, who those who died before they were baptized, and they were forced to roam the earth as really like kind of like devilish creatures. So they are known to lure children to the woods, and parents to believe that the kids had gone lured into the woods by these Dwen and they would not return. Or they would like raid people's gardens, and they would have their features. My father told me the story as a kid that, and all the folklores, the Dwen scared me. They're
Mm-hmm.
known to be, they'd have big hats that cover their face, but they had no face except for a mouth, and their feet were backwards. So I did a short based on the feature that I wrote in 2022, and I'll be into production of the short in September.
Now, this particular Doing Two, you say you were inspired to produce that through your dad.
Yes,
And you're telling me that the people face is turned backwards and the feet is going in the opposite direction, you say?
yes, yes.
My
They've
goodness.
been known to have their feet are backwards in opposite direction.
Wow, that would be a sight for sore eyes. Yeah.
Yes.
Um, now, you had what was your first film? And what was the name of that first film?
Yeah, my first film was a documentary. So I do documentary and horror. It was titled "I'm More Than My Hair,"
Mm-hmm.
and it's the stories of women who've experienced hair loss, or alopecia. Alopecia means hair loss. And I did I did a collection of the stories of women and their personal experiences with hair loss.
So why give it that name? I am more than my hair. Is it that they're okay? I lost my hair, so no big deal. I am better for that, or I still look good. Why?
Yes.
Why is it that that name? I am more than my hair.
Because I feel like, oftentimes, especially with women, I feel like the focus like of the beauty it is there's a big focus on hair. And I had a personal experience with when I cut my hair in 20 this was in 2013. I cut my hair. I had locks at that time. I had locks for 16 years,
Mm-hmm.
and I decided to cut it and donate it to a nonprofit organization that raises funds for the medical treatment of cancer for women of color. And I was ready to cut my hair at that time because I was getting headaches. It was damaging my hair follicles. For those who don't know, when you twist your hair too much and you have locks, you actually damage your hair follicles, which causes alopecia. And I decided I was going to do it for a good cause. And I was shocked at the feedback that I was getting from women, especially about how our hair is our beauty and it's our strength, and you wouldn't look good without your hair. And really, in my anger, I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a project to prove to people that we are more than our hair. So that's how I ended up coming up with that name, was from my personal experience and really being angry at the response.
I know that there's an old saying that beauty is in the eyes of the beholder.
Yes,
So
right.
I've known a lot of people, Miriam Makeba, Jada Pinkett. I know a lot of people that cut the hair off a man. They look better than when they had all the weaving
Yes,
in and all that
I
stuff. You
agree.
know what I mean?
Right, right. I
So
agree.
yeah, I'm serious.
Yes.
So I personally dated a young lady that cut all of her hair, especially when it got hot, summertime. She cut all her hair off. At first, I was struck. Gee whiz, why you do this? But she looked darn good, man, because she had it gelled. She put in a gel, and and it looked good. What people don't
Right.
know, though, I want to interject something here. What people don't know is I've been knowing Alyscia since she was like
Mhm.
6 years old, somewhere around there.
Yes, I
So
remember.
yeah, so we go back a long way. People don't know
Yeah.
that, but I had to interject that. So with
Cool.
that said, I know her character. I know that she has taken up a task here that she feels very passionate about. I'm talking about the film industry. And it brings me to just a quick, this is your interview, not mine. But I know that I
Right.
wrote a script for a movie,
Right.
um, and the script is still sitting in my closet, believe it or not. but
Oh,
but it's a darn good script, man. Anybody that put their hand on this would be writing a good, would be producing a good movie. I know that for a fact. Now, how long you, how long did you plan and then wrote Duane 2? Can you tell me?
yes, yeah, and I know I remember having a conversation too about the script as well. I know that's
Yes.
like blood, sweat, and tears when you're writing. So Dwayne too, the idea came to me about 4 years ago to do
Mm-hmm.
it. But I did the first. So I when I initially wrote Dwayne, I did it for women of color filmmakers for their film lab,
Mm-hmm.
and that was a short. That was in 2021. And then, but because I had the idea back then, but I really wanted to make it into a feature. And one of the lead actresses, who is plays the grandma in Dwayne 1, she's going to be the great auntie in Dwayne 2. And she kept on encouraging me, like, say, you need to make it a feature. Just don't stop there.
Mm-hmm.
Go further. So
Mm-hmm.
she was also one of the big inspirations behind actually making it into the feature. I went into a film lab. I was accepted into a Stowe Film Lab, which is it was one of the prestigious writing labs, and I decided I was going to write the feature for that, and I did do it. I finished it last in 2022. And so now what you do is when you have a feature and you want to get funding for the feature, you do a short as a proof of concept of the feature film. So the Dwayne 2 is actual short, but it's a proof of concept for what the feature would look like in order for me to raise more money to do the actual feature film, which would be my first feature. So it's been like 4 years. Wrote it in 2022. I decided I wrote the short last year, 2023, and I'll be filming in production in September.
All right, so that's where you go into production. You're going into
Yeah.
production in September.
Right. Yes.
Right. Now, once you go into production in September, it takes about 9 months, I think, or that's all included in the coming out of the movie in September. You go for
Yeah.
you go to production. I know a movie probably take 9 years because I was in one with Anthony Hopkins. No, not Anthony Hopkins. No, I was in a
Oh.
movie called the name of the guy, English guy. All right, his name escaped
Oh,
me.
yes.
Right, his name escaped. This guy that man, his name is before I got to get off the air. I'll probably remember. Anyway,
Okay.
so you're going into production in September.
Right.
And is there certain markets that this movie is or this film is going to be shown or?
Yes. Yes. So the way it works is when you go into once you go into production. So I'm actually filming in September, and you with the short. Usually, I usually give myself with the short afterwards. It should be completed within 3 months.
Right,
So
so you got to edit it
so
and all of that, right?
yes, edited and everything. So
Yeah.
3 months, but I have a target already for film festivals that I plan to submit to.
Mm-hmm.
So you submit it to the film festivals, and really what you want to do is you want to get the more prestigious film festivals, because those are the ones where you have buyers coming in. Those are where you might have producers or, like the finance people that are looking for films to fund into features. So it doesn't mean you can't still do the smaller ones, because I still would apply to those, but I'm being really strategic with where I am applying to, because I really I need the funding to be able to support. And I don't want just any funding. I want somebody who I think authentically connects with the story and is not looking for I don't write anything with stereotypical roles, especially when it comes to Black people, because that tends to be the what it is when it comes to films in general, but especially with horror. So it has to be somebody who's authentically connected to the story and really wants to see it do well
Now,
in order to fund it.
is this you're talking about film festival? Is this the Cannes Film Festival or this is not Cannes Film Festival, right? This film festival is going to be with what
Oh.
with what organization?
Oh, so it's different film festivals. So, for example, you might have like South by Southwest or Tribeca Film Festival,
Right.
London Short Film Festival. You also have Toronto International Film Festival. So there's a lot. There's hundreds of film festivals around the world.
Which one are you utilizing? Which one are you going to be working with?
So I do. Well, I don't. The thing is that you don't know until. So what you have to do is when you finish your film and it's finished editing, then you have to submit, and then they get back to you and let you know if you were accepted.
Okay.
Yes, right.
Okay.
Yes, I'll just be submitting, for the ones I think would have a good fit, including Trinidad and Tobago has a film festival, and there's Caribbean Film Festival, Caribbean Tales. So I would also be submitting to the Caribbean Film Festival as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, what's next? What's next for Alyscia Cunningham? What's your next big project you're working on?
So I know after this, I'm actually going to do the feature, and the feature I already planned is going to take about 3 years to do the feature film.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to continue. I'm doing in post production, meaning like I'm wrapping up on editing a documentary that I've been working on for the past. It's been for the past 4 years now, titled "I'm Seeing Without Sight." So it's a documentary about the stories of blind women and how
Okay.
they can challenge viewers to see the beauty beyond our sense of sight. So that's what I'm doing now
All right. I
as
can't
well.
wait. I can't wait to see that. Now,
Yes.
have you ever thought about taking any of this to a play, like as in a playwright kind of thing, or are you just doing the film stuff?
I haven't thought about. I know somebody had asked me that the other day, and I haven't thought about that. I'm just right now. It's just film, but I am open to wherever the universe takes me. So I'm not close to it at all. Like,
Okay.
if the opportunity presents itself.
Hey, you got my back in 1,000%, man. I'm always here for you.
Well,
And
I
then
appreciate you all the time.
I
Thank
do
you so
mean
much
that.
for supporting me
It's my
and my
pleasure.
fundraiser.
Hey, yes, indeed. It's my pleasure
Yes.
anytime, man. All you got to do, call upon me, and I'll get you on air. I'll get your program. Well, I'll get your movie information on put it out on the station so people coming in to the station can see it and support you, because
Okay.
I think that I should say I know that you are a very ambitious young lady, and
Well, thank you.
I know you're going to be going places, man. The sky's the
Thank
limit.
you.
The sky's the limit.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So don't let no one daunt you, or don't let no one persuade you from not going forward with your projects.
Okay.
I am going to at some point talk to you about my
Yes.
my script. We'll
Right.
talk about it in depth one day when I'm kind of free, and
Right.
yeah, and
Yes.
you can give me. That's your line of business. So you could
Yes.
give me advice on that. I am not too grown to take advice, right? So you could shoot it to me and say, look, Bob, you could
Okay.
write it this way, or promote it that way. But
Okay. No problem.
I brought together that script when Obama was president. So there's some things in there I'm gonna have to change
Okay.
because Obama was president and I mentioned him in there and so forth. So but we'll talk
Okay.
about that. We'll talk about that
Yes, we do. Anytime. Yeah, please
yeah.
let me know. I'm more than happy to help.
All right,
Too.
we'll talk about that off air for sure.
Yes.
But
Okay.
I would like you to come on back another time when you got another project you're working on, and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it on air.
Okay.
And get it out there so everyone could hear what's going on with Miss Alyscia Cunningham. This
Yes.
is Experience the Caribbean, Bob The Wiz on WRNG Hot Radio from now until 4 o'clock. Don't forget, coming up at 4 o'clock, it is Best by Request. So, with that said, Alyscia,
Yes.
it's a pleasure speaking with you, man. And
Thank you.
please come on back another time and let's get this out there, all right?
I will. Thank you again, Bob The Wiz. I appreciate you for having me on the air.
No problem, man. God bless you. Have a good day. All
You
right.
too.
All right.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Take care. All right. Bye.
All right.